Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Rowan and I'm the resident game master for Let's Go Play, here to present one of our brief introductory videos for our Heroes game. Our topic for this video is going to be character classes. These are the various types of heroes that the players get to become during our game sessions. Each hero has different stats and skills, allowing them to overcome obstacles in different ways, working as a team to support one another with their various powers. However, the heroes also have their own weaknesses, meaning that if you don't work together to overcome the enemy, you're going to have a tough time at obtaining victory, to say the least. Here you see a selection of the hero classes. The first 6 to be introduced are available at the start, with the remaining characters being discovered and unlocked as play progresses. Please keep in mind that more heroes are being added over time, expanding our already impressive list. For our introduction, the figure in the foreground will be the highlighted character. First up, we have the tank. Strong and sturdy, you are most comfortable in the most dangerous situations, being the pillar of defense for your team. You excel in having a large amount of brick points, having a high armor class, and in receiving attacks. With your skill built like a tank, you ensure that your allies stay safe while taking the damage in their place. With all that heavy armor, the tank ends up being slower than other heroes and has a lower number of skill points overall. Next up is the medic, one of the most vital members of the team. You are responsible for healing the brick points lost by your fellow teammates. Needless to say, as the medic, you excel at keeping the team in the game, undoing the damages received by the enemy, and consistently preventing the heroes from meeting a game over scenario. Beyond that, you're able to increase the combat capabilities of your teammates. You are a fairly balanced character, with a fair amount of brick points, skill points, armor class, speed, and range. Since you are so focused on healing skills, you have some difficulty in going on the offensive. Attacking is not the medic's strong point. Still, equipped with your trusty med pack, you can always count on the medic to save the day. If you are playing as this hero, then you are the pilot. Fast and resourceful, you can quickly move about the battlefield, moving in and out of combat as needed. As the pilot, you are the ace of making use of powerful skills, having a high number of skill points to start. When a lot of enemies show up, the pilot calls in an airstrike to quickly clear the field. Beyond skill points, you also have a high amount of ammo and speed. Combined with your jetpack skill and long attack range, you are able to maneuver vertically and attack even the most crafty foes. Although you are known for dealing damage to numerous enemies, you lack both armor class and brick points, making teamwork essential in keeping the enemies off of you while you launch your skills to take them out. Here we have the Ranger. Swift and nimble, you use your long-range attacks and skills to dish out damage. Additionally, you are capable of becoming invisible with your stealth skill, vanishing off the enemy's radar. Unseen by the foe, you attack them when they least expect it with sniping, damaging even the more heavily armored bad guys. The Ranger excels in attacking enemies with skills, with good speed, range, and ammo to boot. Although the Ranger has a modest armor class and a fair amount of brick points and skill points, the Ranger can quickly work through their skill points, leaving them vulnerable once they have run out. Having other teammates to help out is vital for a successful Ranger. Next, we have the Cyborg, a hybrid of human and machine forged into one awesome hero. With advanced technology on your side, you can copy the skills of your team, allowing you to be the wild card, filling in with an extra set of whatever skill is needed. Need an extra med pack to heal? Done. Need to snipe a foe for some additional offensive power? Copied and completed. The Cyborg, with your wild card role, has average stats for everything but ammo, which you find yourself somewhat lacking in. The Cyborg requires enough skill to know both your enemies and your teammates. Paying attention and being aware of what is available is critical for bringing out the full potential of the Cyborg. However, with no allies, the Cyborg is unable to make use of your copy skill. Gather your team, since the more teammates you have available, the stronger you can become. And here we have the Mechanic. Skillful and resourceful, you are a master of building and creating machines, using your friendly block bots to assist your teammates in combat. The Mechanic has a high amount of ammo, with a fair amount of brick points, skill points, armor class, and speed. As the mechanic, you are able to increase the offensive and defensive capabilities by using your fine-tuning and build-a-bot skills respectively. Although you lack any skills to directly attack an enemy, by improving the attacks and armor class of your team, you help ensure that the mission is completed and victory is obtained. A mechanic that has run out of skill points or has no teammates to enhance quickly finds themselves in trouble, so stick with the team and make sure they are at their best. The remaining heroes that have yet to be introduced and explained will be included in future character introductions. For now, this is Game Master Dan, signing off. Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Rowan, and I am the resident Game Master for Let's Go Play, here to present one of our brief introductory videos for our Heroes game. Our topic for this video will be the basic actions that can be performed during a game, in that every game has ways for the players to interact with the world they are playing in order to guide gameplay and determine the actions the players can take during their turns. The first thing to know is that this game is a turn-based game, as in, the session starts with the player on the Game Master's left, then proceeds around the table until all hero players have taken their turn. After that, the Game Master gets to perform actions with any available bad guys. This is a normal cycle of play. There may be times when skills or situations that the heroes encounter can cause turn order to be shifted. But as a rule of thumb, the general flow starts from the Game Master's left and cycles around that way. On a player's turn, they are granted a full action for their turn. Actions can be broken down into half or full actions. In this way, a player can always perform a half action and take the second half of their turn to perform a full action. Or, the player may perform two half actions on their turn. However, a player cannot perform two full actions in one turn. It is also important to note that if a character wants to do more than one full action on their turn, they must perform their half action first. To start, there are 5 things a player can do on their turn. They are: move. Moving counts as a half action. The player will use their words to tell the Game Master where they would like the Game Master to move their piece. The player is able to move a number of dots equal to their speed. The player's speed is determined by the character sheet of the hero they are playing as. Vertical movement is determined by the Game Master in relation to the height of the object and the climbability of such material. If it is too high with no good handholds, the Game Master would have the player roll for their vertical movement, determining the success or failure based off of the dice roll. The higher the dice roll, the better the results. Moving, being a half action, can be performed twice in one turn, or it can be followed by a different half action or a full action. For example, on the board here, we have the cyborg in orange against 3 enemies. The cyborg has a speed of 8. On the cyborg's turn, the player may direct the Game Master to move the cyborg in 8 dots in any viable direction. In this instance, we'll have the cyborg move forward 8 dots for a half action. Putting the cyborg closer to the enemy. This leaves the cyborg with another half action or a full action for the second part of their turn. Attack. Attacking counts as a half action. In order to perform a regular attack, the player must be within line of sight of the target and within range. The player's range is determined by the character sheet of the hero they are playing as. Range can be broken down into short, medium, or long range, with short being equal to 14 dots, medium 19 dots, and long being equal to 30 dots. Here we have a rangefinder. This has short, medium, and long range broken down into its dot equivalents for easy reference. If the target for the attack is within the range and the player can directly see the target, they may expend 1 brick of ammunition to initiate an attack, represented by white bricks on the player's board. Seen here. After paying their ammunition, the player rolls 1d6. If the number rolled is equal to or greater than the target's armor class, or AC, the target loses 1 brick point. We see here that the cyborg, in initiating an attack against the enemy, has rolled a 2. A 2 does not beat the target's armor class, or AC. The target, therefore, is safe. However, if the cyborg had rolled high enough to hit the target, say with a 6, the target would lose 1 brick point. This same principle applies to enemy attacks. If an enemy can see a hero, they can perform an attack. If the attack hits by obtaining a dice roll equal to or greater than the player's armor class, the player gives the game master 1 of their brick points, represented by red bricks, seen here. As the game progresses, the heroes can obtain more attack dice. Although this requires 1 more ammo per attack for each additional attack dice, it allows the player to obtain higher, more damaging rolls. Attacking is also a half action and can be performed twice in 1 turn, or followed by a different half action or a full action. In order to review attacking, let's say that it is currently the player's turn as the cyborg. The cyborg has 3 enemies on the board, of which 1 is in range. The target directly in front of the cyborg is within the cyborg's long range. Remember, long range is 30 dots, or the entirety of our rangefinder. If we line that up, we see that the cyborg's range well exceeds the distance. In regards to the other 2 targets, the enemy over here to the far right is out of line of sight of the cyborg, with numerous walls blocking the way. The target back here is out of range of the cyborg. Despite having 30 dots of distance, the rangefinder, projecting from the cyborg out to the target, does not reach the target. Therefore, the only target for the cyborg to attack is the enemy directly in front of him. Initiating an attack, the cyborg is going to pay 1 white ammo to the game master, and will then roll 1d6, assuming that the target's armor class is a 3. The cyborg rolled a 1, missing the target. That is a half action for the cyborg's turn. For the second half action, the cyborg is going to attack again, paying another white ammo in order to do so. The cyborg obtained a 4 on that attack roll, exceeding the target's armor class by 1. This deals 1 brick point of damage to the target. With the cyborg having performed 2 half actions, the cyborg's turn is now over, switching the turn to the game master, controlling the bad guys. We would say that the target in front of the cyborg is going to perform a regular attack against the cyborg. The cyborg's armor class is 5. The bad guy in front of the cyborg has rolled a 5, dealing 1 brick point of damage to the cyborg. The player would then give the game master 1 red brick. Use a skill. Using a skill counts as a full action. If performed right away, it is the only action the player will be taking for their turn, as their turn ends after having used a skill. However, skills are generally very powerful, used to overcome difficult situations. In order to use a skill, the player must be able to give the game master skill points, represented by blue bricks on the player's board, seen here. The player must be able to pay blue bricks equal to the cost of the skill designated on the player's character sheet. Different skills have different costs and different effects, so it is best to review them with the game master or more seasoned players if there are any questions. If a character does not have the skill points required for the skill, they cannot use it. Skill points can be restored during missions, but opportunities to do so are not very common. This requires players to communicate, plan, and work together in order to effectively use their skills to overcome powerful foes. For this example, we have the cyborg and 3 enemies in front of the cyborg. We'll say it is the cyborg's turn, and the cyborg has not yet taken any actions on his turn. Based on the cyborg sheet, the cyborg has the skills of Laser Burst and Copy as a level 1 hero. We'll use Laser Burst for this demonstration. The skill for Laser Burst says spend 1 skill point to make an attack roll against an enemy in range. If the attack hits, do 1 brick point of damage and lower the target's armor class by 1 until your next turn. The cyborg is going to designate the target in front of him for this attack, as that is the only target within range. The cyborg would then give the Game Master 1 skill point and perform an attack by rolling a d6 against the target. Again, we're going to say that the target's armor class is 3. For this roll, the cyborg obtained a 3, successfully attacking the target, dealing 1 brick point of damage to the enemy and lowering the target's armor class by 1, reducing it to 2 until the start of the cyborg's next turn. Using skills effectively can help the team to succeed in any situation. Help a friend. Helping a friend counts as a full turn action. Helping a friend is one of the most powerful actions in the game. By using this action and ending their turn, the players share their heroic energy with one of their allies, granting that ally a +1 to all of their dice rolls on their next turn. If a number of players use this action on one ally, they can grant that ally a tremendous boost to their dice roll, guaranteeing hits against even the most powerful enemies. If a player chooses to use Help a Friend on a knocked out ally, that ally regains 3 brick points and is no longer knocked out, being able to take their turn in the turn order. Using Help a Friend as a team can assist the players in overcoming even the most difficult of situations. As the game progresses, the players have added incentives for using Help a Friend. But since this is a bit more of an advanced concept, that will be reviewed at a later time. In this example for Help a Friend, I've added the pilot and the medic to the stage. We're going to take the pilot's turn first, followed by the medic, and then the cyborg. For the pilot will use Help a Friend on the cyborg, ending his turn. Moving on to the medic will also use Help a Friend on the cyborg, ending the medic's turn. At this point, it is the cyborg's turn. The cyborg has 2 Help a Friends, adding a +2 to all of his rolls. If the cyborg chooses to attack, knowing that the enemy's armor class is 3, the cyborg is guaranteed to hit. Even if the cyborg rolls a 1, adding a +2 obtains the 3 needed to successfully attack the foe. With this, Help a Friend can easily be used to overcome powerful foes. Reload. Reloading counts as a full turn action. As a player attacks, they are using their ammunition to do so. Once a player runs out of ammunition, they are no longer able to perform regular attacks. In order to restore their ammunition, a player is able to use the reload action to fully restore their ammunition. This action can be used even if a player is not out of ammunition. Much like in using a skill, the player's turn ends after taking a reload action. However, a player could perform the half actions of move or attack before reloading. For this example, we are going to start with the cyborg's turn. For the first part of the cyborg's turn, the cyborg is going to attack the target in front of him, paying 1 ammo to do so. The target has an armor class of 3. The cyborg has successfully rolled a 3, hitting the target and dealing 1 brick point of damage. However, the cyborg is now out of ammunition. It is the second part of the cyborg's turn. The cyborg chooses to perform the reload action to restore all ammunition to the cyborg. We see that our half actions are moving and attacking, with the full actions of using a skill, helping a friend, and reloading being the entirety of what a hero can do on their turn. There are additional actions that can be added into the game as the players progress the plot, if and when the players are ready for them, which is determined by the Game Master. If this already sounds like a lot, never fear. Players can review the specifics of all available actions with the Game Master, who is there to teach, guide, and help the players, as well as controlling all the villains. However, by knowing the rules that have been reviewed during this video, each player will be able to successfully complete any mission given to them. For now, this is Game Master Dan, signing off.